My name is Dantala the Voice. So, the government has expelled Chinese, traders from China Square. Okay, let me break it down. So, a few days ago, I did a video at China Square, of which is the biggest and right now the cheapest mall in Kenya. And just yesterday, the minister in Kenya, we call them cabinet secretary for trade, said that the Chinese investors are allowed in the country as manufacturers and not traders. So they were expelled, and that is what they did. Is that the cabinet secretary said to the vice chancellor of Kenyatta University, of which hosts the Uni City where we find the China Square, told him to acquire all the leases from the China City and China Square and China Mall, and hand it over to Gikomba, Kamkunji and Isli Traders Association. Okay, in my mind I say it's good for a country to protect its citizens, or businesses owned by its citizens. That's good. Something the genius. A little bit of traffic here. You can see we're in Nairobi. Actually, we are in Westlands, Kenya, Nairobi, Africa. Nairobi, the capital of Africa. So let me continue. So, if you have not watched the video, actually, I think I'm the only one who did the most detailed video, around 40 minutes, showing you one by one how China Square is. So if you have not checked, you can check, just scrolling my videos. Just a few days, 4 days ago, I did that video. So you need to go and check how things are relatively cheaper. Not that everything is cheap. So I was saying this, it's good for a government to protect its citizens and businesses of its citizens. But let me break it down for you. Take for example, you are having citizens and you are having traders among the citizens, right? But the income of your citizens is not increasing while the prices of things in the country are going up. So what are these citizens going to do? They're actually going to find an alternative, or a cheaper alternative, that is, because they need to survive. So that's what is happening. So when you go to, you come to Kenya right now, like you find everything has gone up. Starting with the fuel, just basic commodities like food, transport. Let's talk about electricity. Electricity. When electricity is actually down, people should know that. Actually, you attract manufacturers, but when the bills or maybe bills for power is up, nobody's going to come to manufacture here. So the government also should note that. So I was saying this. So imagine things have gone up. Everybody's complaining, there is inflation, the prices of things are going up, everything right now in Kenya has gone up. But the income of Kenyans have been stagnant for close to 20 years, 10, 20 years, depends with the organization or what people are working for. So when a Kenyan or an African finds an alternative to get a cheaper product or a cheaper service, he or she is going to take it. The government should note that. So, one funny thing that I noticed is that this government actually, whether you voted for it or voted for another person, what you expect for a leader to do is that she'll make things better. We don't care if we voted for you or not voted for you. Don't use the complaint games. Oh, this one did this, it's because of this, that's why it's happening. You promise citizens, and this is very common in African countries. You promise citizens, and citizens don't care, actually want the results. And it's very funny, very funny. I just want you guys to connect with me so that you can tell me how you find it. First, I'm headed this way. This is Karuna Road. Is in Westlands. Right here is Sarit Center, Walmart's next to Carrefour. So, okay, let me continue. So, China Square actually was providing a cheaper alternative to Kenyans. That's why Kenyans said, okay, let me go there, because even with me, the fact that I love my country, the fact that I want, traders in the country to prosper, man, if I find something cheaper, of course, that will be the alternative. Why should I buy something like $5 here and I can acquire it somewhere else with $2? No, it doesn't make sense. And my income has been same for close to 20 years. And everything is going up. And I've found an alternative. I'll take that as an alternative. So, the other funny thing is that, right now you should know that, the US First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, is in the country, Kenya, saying that she came to fight for, insecurity, to issues of insecurity, and also to support the girl child and women empowerment things. At the same time, she came yesterday. That is Friday, yesterday, and she said she's going to, she said also, even previously before she came, she was from Namibia. Then she said that, the reason why we are having food insecurity in African countries simply because of the war in Ukraine and Russia, that is. So at the same time, yesterday again, our Trade Cabinet Secretary, the Kenyan government, in short I'm saying the Kenyan government, announced that, the Chinese are expelled from doing business as traders and should only be manufacturers. So you can join the dots there. I don't want to join the dots for you, but you can join the dots there and tell me, what are you thinking? How does it connect there? Right? All right. So the thing is that leaders should stop complaining and actually come together with the citizens, African citizens, to enable them to make their lives easier. Because when someone sees an alternative that is going to help him or her, he'll not be patriotic. You cannot be patriotic, to a country where the leaders are not themselves, are not even patriotic to the country, and also they cannot fulfill what they promised, their citizens. So that's what is happening. That's why many people will continue going to, to China Square to buy their things. Okay, another thing is that, you don't know this. Maybe you know. But, when China Square came in place, you should note that also they had to go through paperwork. The government was aware that these people are setting this, because everything, before you start any business in Kenya, you have to go, through the government, and they should certify you and just ensure that, okay, you are doing business according to the law, and they were given the certification. You should know that. So when they come again pretend that they don't know what's going on, immediately after the US First Lady arrived yesterday, and then immediately yesterday they announced the same. There is something questionable about that. Maybe I'm just overthinking. Tell me in the comment section, what do you think? I need to know, according to you. So I'm headed this way to the roundabout. Next to this is Best Western Heights. Next is Reed Center, and so on. So I need to know. So another thing is that, when you talk about the Kampunji, you talk about the Eastleigh and Gikomba Traders Association, you're talking about the beneficiaries of these businesses operating here. So they realize, man, we're not going to get everything. Everything is going to China. So it's like it was a wake-up call, realizing that now they're not going actually to benefit from that business, because everybody is moving to China Square. And China Square are very clever actually. They do a kind of marketing that I've never seen in Kenya. Most of the malls that you go to Kenya, let me tell you something about the malls in Kenya. They don't allow you to do the filming and all that. So these guys, they attracted all the, vloggers, YouTubers, and anyone who wants to do a video, and they tell them, oh, you want to shoot? You shoot. It's easy peasy, no problem. So they do they are good at marketing. That's one of the things that, made people to know much about, the China Square. Just through social media, it went viral on TikTok, YouTube, everywhere, and Facebook, wherever, Twitter, everything. So these guys were ahead, man. Go to these malls, go to, Westgate, go to Sarit, go to everywhere. Two Rivers, too much restriction, man. Even people just want to take a picture, man, you're treated like a terrorist. So those are things that we should learn, actually. So what's your take? I want to know that in the comment section. My name is Mtala the Voice, here from Nairobi, the capital of Africa. I actually do traveling vlogs, and this is my home country. So I saw it as a topic to talk about. So that's why I decided to share with you. Tell me in the comment section, what's your take about, China Square being expelled here in Kenya because it was the cheapest mall in Kenya owned by the Chinese. That's the topic. Continue subscribing, liking. My name is Mtala the Voice.